Welcome to another episode of Starseed Activations. Welcome, Mary. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hi, excellent. So, Mary, we are going to ever so gently start off with an. I just got so nervous. Okay, are we ready? We're gonna
Yep.
ohm. The ohm is amazing. It's so magical. You can't make this up. Okay, so the reason why we ohm is because it opens and expands the heart chakra and it allows us to feel the emotion of unconditional love. And that unconditional love, then, dear ones, allows each of you to connect onto a collective consciousness grid. This consciousness grid allows the star people to see into the thoughts and emotions of each individual watching this live stream throughout time and space. This is one aspect of the channeling. However, dear ones, each of you are also readily available to accept energetic imprints. The imprints will always be a shift to your highest potential timeline expression. This allows each of you to feel an emotion of unconditional love, which is what we are facilitating when you own. Everyone, take a deep breath in.
Um,
And one more deep breath in. Thank you. Thank you, Star People, for joining us tonight and for this beautiful channeling.
yep. Thank you.
Yes.
Um, I figured you would want to talk about the source frequency lens. This is page 70 of your first book, and it's called the source frequency lens adjustments. And I'm going to read the first two paragraphs.
Beautiful. Thank you.
The source frequency lens may be adjusted at will using the individual consciousness. The source frequency lens controls biological systems and physical reality frequency coding, as well as the binary codec systems. Binary codec systems may be changed which changes the entire reality and the timeline of existence, thus generating a completely new reality experience. Instantaneous healing abilities and changing the manifestation of the physical reality is readily available to manifest using the source frequency lens.
Yes.
Visualization of a lens on top of the crown chakra is usually how most sentient beings start to access these systems. Sunrise and sunset frequency codings are the most valuable to assist in reprogramming processes.
Okay. So the source frequency lens is located directly above the crown chakra. This is one of the important lenses. There's several in the human body. We have different viewpoint lenses in all of the eyes, dear ones, for the eyes allow the windows of the souls to exist. This allows the higher self to see into the physical reality. However, you, as the ego mind, are available for making a change to the source frequency lens. This lens may be rotated. However, there is a ring system located within the lens subsystem. It is available to make shifts to the amount of light free flowing within the biological form. This allows you to spontaneously heal any density, any distortion located within the biological form or your location. Your location is any location that your ego mind is aware of. Anything in the civilization which you are not aware of may also be changed. However, it may be a slight bit more difficult to do so from your level of awareness, dear ones. Allowing more energy to free flow through your biological form shall allow you to feel unconditional love. Thank you. Thank you, Star People.
Thank you, Star People.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, I guess we're going to move right on to page 72, which is the source frequency lens and the chakra perception.
Oh, yes.
An individual's perspective of the physical reality flows through the energetic grid complex throughout the perceived lifetime. This allows the source frequency lens to place primary focus on each of the chakra subsystems. When each chakra expression is fully manifest, the source frequency lens shall move up to the next chakra level. This allows the higher self access into the perception of multiple density levels, allows each level to be experienced throughout the life reincarnation. Each level or chakra subsystem is encoded with the density of the past or future lifetime incarnations. This process works through the binary codex frequency in each individual soul form, which is conception. I don't know what's wrong with me. Conception process.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with you, Mary. You are gorgeous. It's so silly.
The conception process includes a flash of light where the egg is perceived and fertilized. That flash of light is the binary codex frequency of the soul form.
Yes. So the way that this works is very similar to this. During the moment of conception, that white light that is emitted from the egg after the fertilization process happens, that is your soul's resonant frequency, dear ones. And now this is very important to recognize because that white light is directly connected up into the higher self. Now, that conceptualized egg, it starts to grow and develop, but that moment, that binary codex frequency, it remains inside of your heart. Now, this is of high value to identify and to start to go into the sub-programming systems because your original source frequency coding is located within the heart. And what that means is that means that your most healed version of yourself, all of that genetic material, which is tied into the energetics of the higher self or the soul form, is in the heart. In order to activate this, we may make changes or modifications up to the source frequency lens. The lens system flows like this. It is 3 different lenses and they counter rotate, dear ones. And these lenses all adjust the amount of light that free flows into your biological form, into the space outside your biological form, and into your civilization ring. This is of high value because it free flows down a center soul tubule. That center soul tubule then allows your consciousness to pick or select which chakra subsystem it radiates the light out of. This affects your level of awareness, dear ones, because if your light is free flowing through, let's say, your heart, you may perceive your physical reality with more open hearted love. However, if your source frequency lens is radiating into the lower, denser chakra levels, let's say the root chakra, it may then be an awareness of physically focused activities. One tiny shift in your source frequency lens adjusts the perception of your entire waking reality. So it is of high value to know and to interact with the source frequency lens carefully, dear ones, for you are able to make changes to not only your biological form and your current reality awareness, but you are able to ever so gently shift your civilization level of awareness as well. This may be noticed during spring fever when individuals are focused in coupling up, let's say. That is because your civilization ring is focused in the orange chakra. This allows for relationships to be of high alert in the source frequency lens. Thank you. Thank you, Star.
Thank you, Star People. I know you were talking about the heart. I've been focusing a lot on my heart lately. I've been doing a lot of meditations with myself, actually, and I've been focusing on my heart. I've been telling my heart that I love you. Thank you for allowing to come into my body to be here for me.
Yes.
And also, um, connecting to the source frequency lens. I've been doing that every morning as well with the cords.
Yeah. There's a new one. It's called a rainbow ray. And it was in the ending of the last book. Was it the last book? Oh, it was ending in in the Keys to My Ascension, the new book. So like the last page is Rainbow Ray, and now all
Yeah.
of a sudden we're having more information channeled through about the Rainbow Ray and about how the Rainbow Ray is actually connected in through the source frequency lens, and it allows this rainbow spectrum of light to come down, and then it allows it to pick and choose which chakra needs to be properly balanced and allow it to radiate outwards the body. So this is one of the fastest ways to like rebalance all of the chakras and all the subsystems that are located in the meridian and ley lines, dear ones. For if you sit back and you allow the feeling of a rainbow ray to fully wash through your body right now, we are readily available to broadcast. You may feel a little tingle at the top of your head. Each of you may allow a rainbow ray to fully embody your physical form now. The rainbow ray will only contain emotions of unconditional love and allow that rainbow ray to resonate into every single sub chakra system. You may feel love. You may feel energy shifting in your body as we activate each of you onto your highest potential timeline expression. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Star People. Thank you.
The the rainbow ray, does it have anything to do with your stellar gateway chakra? That sits above your soul star chakra, and actually that's the gateway to source.
There's several different levels to the source frequency lens. And so the lens is actually a 12-pointed Merkaba star or star tetrahedron. Now, what the star people explain is each and every one of the points is a triangle. And we have to go through and we have to clear 12 triangles or 12 points. And these are our experientials in the physical reality. So any experience that you keep going through over and over again, that's one of the points. When we clear all of those, the center of the star becomes open. That allows us access to multi-dimensional abilities of the multi-dimensional nature, dear one. For you are then available to take your soul form out of your physical body and blend it up with the higher self being. This then allows your multidimensional nature to be fully activated, for you are able to shift your body vessel. You are able to transport your conscious awareness into a parallel reality version of yourself. This allows you to pull knowledge directly from your quantum codex. Your quantum codex contains all information from the multiverse, dear ones. You are then able to have access to all knowledge of all time and all space. This allows for you to instantaneously manifest any experience as well as any physical item. However, it also allows each ego mind to transport your awareness to places among the stars. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, star people.
I noticed that Nancy had a question. She said, "So how do we open the lens wider?"
I did that once, right? I turned it like a steering wheel. I was like, shoo. But in reality, it's the star tetrahedron, the 12-pointed star that you are rotating, and it allowed more light to come through. Once again, very gently when we are making modifications to the energetics, because you don't want to open something and put too much light. Too much and not enough. We want to have good balance. So we want it to be, this is another reason why the star people have us working with things like the rainbow ray, because the rainbow ray is going to take the right amount of energy that we need, and it's going to recalibrate your entire system without us having to know. Because until we're actually able to see the energetic grids, or we have a full feeling of, okay, how does it feel like when I open it too much and we have too much energy? I'll tell you how it feels. It feels like a whoosh of energy, and it like it radiates down the entire body, and then it feels amazing. But it's like being out in the sunshine, right? A good amount is a good amount, but too much can burn you. So we want to go very slow in making changes to the energetics. Anytime we do make changes to our energy field, if we feel like we may have done something that was too much, or it like was not in alignment, you can always tell the energetics, revert back and protect me, revert back to full health and cap it. And then your energy grid it'll go right back. So it's like a fail safe, because your energetics, it knows what to do.
Yeah. Paige wanted to know, how do we clear the corners of the Merkaba?
So each one of the little triangle points is your experiential. So what experiences are happening over and over to you? Any experience that keeps coming up, that means that there's emotion codes that are of a traumatic nature, dear ones. Each traumatic emotion that you are holding within your biological form, as well as your energetic grid complex, it must be rebalanced into a light base polarity. This will allow you to hold neutral. And neutral is what allows for a transcendental experience. This allows each one of the points to become open and allows you to be aware of other aspects of your being. For even a multidimensional perception is not all that there is to know, dear ones. There are different realities and realms that each of you may activate in time, and these realms are outside the limitations of your imagination. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, star people.
Thank you, Star People.
Yes.
The next page is the source frequency shade lens and veil systems.
Okay.
The source frequency lens is located above the individual's crown chakra, and adjustments may be made in multiple ways to shift the lens and focus or perception into the physical reality. The source frequency lens is located below the feet and may adjust the density levels of the energetic grid structures, which allows for more physicality, focused, or dense expression to manifest. The source frequency shade lens pulls the energetics out of the physical mind, spirit complex, and radiates that energetic focus down into the lower level chakra systems. The lower level chakras are perceived under the body and inside Mother Earth. Another set is located above the body, which allows the perception into the crystalline realms. The crystalline chakra systems may also assist with instant manifestations, being that they are connected into the spiritual or astral realms. I think you talked about that already a little bit.
I probably did. The star people, they channel a lot of information through. But as we have a source frequency lens on the top, we also have a lens system on the bottom. It is below the feet. Now, the one below the feet, it's the system works like this. There's your electrical systems come up the right hand side. These are your T energetic subsystems, dear ones. On the right side, you have a form of magnetics. That magnetics pulls down through the top of the head, all the way down. This system works like this. However, the two lenses, one on the top and the bottom, it acts like a battery. That battery has a positive and negative polarity. When we make an adjustment to the negative polarized cap, it then allows for more density, more distortions to be in the physical reality. So, for an example, if an individual was to dive into the soul star, which is below the feet, it then allows them to trigger more dense experiences. You may also notice more physically focused experiences when you touch that system. That being said, dear ones, there are different energetic centers below both lenses, either up to the soul star above your head or below your feet. Now, these additional chakra subsystems are known as the gates. And this is of high value to recognize because the gates must be entered and you must go through a process of cleansing and purification. What this means is whether it be a positive or negative polarity, you must be in divine alignment to go through the first and second gate. The third gate shall lead to either pure love or pure darkness. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Star.
When I'm clearing my chakras, I usually do the main 7 ones. But when I get up to the crown chakra, I use the white light of Christ to come in and do that one. So
Yeah.
I cleanse and clear the rest with the Christ light.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
It's the same thing as the rainbow ray. Same exact thing. Because it could be seen as a white light with
Mhm.
every single color aspect, including indigo, ultraviolet, and all the spectrums that we're unaware of to the human eye. And then there's also energetic bonding with a higher self that the rainbow ray does. So we have what is known as an 11th octave. Our baseline frequency is down here. An 11th octave higher is the higher self. A rainbow ray holds the entire spectrum so that we are pulling an 11th octave down into the body vessel as well as our best frequency from a physical perspective. So this allows us to heal. If you've ever heard the stories about people who drop into meditation and then that meditation, they're sucking and pulling in so much bright white light from the higher self, it allows them to spontaneously heal things. That's a rainbow ray. So the second we start working and calling and touching and playing and feeling the rainbow ray, you'll start to feel the expression of your higher self. Your higher self is going to feel like the most healed version of yourself, dear ones. For you're most excited, you're most joyous, the most amount of positive energy in your body. That is what your higher self feels like. A rainbow ray starts an energetic bonding process between you and your higher self because you are pulling down an 11th octave frequency from the higher self and you are allowing that resonance to take hold inside your physical form. This allows you to feel unconditional love, joy, and bliss. It also allows you to open the doorway to your highest potential timeline expression. This may seem like you being in the right place at the right time to experience more fun and more excitement, and your natural vibration shall start to come into alignment with fun. Thank you. Thank you, Star People.
Thank you, Star People. Um,
Yes.
the next one is the source frequency lens and the evolution into the heaven realms.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
The source frequency lens is located above the crown chakra and allows for the source frequency to flow into the physical biologics as well as to expand into the energetic grid structures. The lens is a gate. The biological frequency held inside of the heart chakra is the key. This gate allows access into heaven realms and the rainbow body of light activation. The ego is a distortion, allowing balance of the systems allows the physical consciousness to flow back up into the higher self area of perception. This area is known as the heavens.
Yes. I think I scrambled that sentence. It sounded like you read it perfectly. It's like, wow, that looks a little messy. That's so
Oh,
much
it's
fun.
fine.
Yeah, it's so good. So, oh, yes. The second that we recognize that we are able to come into an alignment. Now, once again, we are the ones who have to come into alignment. There's no other way to get around this. We have to go through our traumas. We may choose to start people correcting. We may choose on our individual paths of ascension to come into alignment with our higher self. What that looks like is going through all of the traumas and healing ourselves. Now, what the star people have taught us to do is get a pen and paper and write down. You go into quiet mode, you think about an emotion that makes you feel uncomfortable, write it down on the top of your list, write down a memory at the top of your list. What's all the emotions that you have to that negative or dark memory that makes you feel uncomfortable? One at a time, we say the word release. But there's also techniques for removing the imprints. And the imprint is when you are taking the vibration of that trauma and you are imprinting the cellular material of your body. So we would take the left hand, put it over the heart, right hand, put it over the belly button, and we would speak the words out loud. I forgive myself for the emotion. Say whatever the emotion is, sadness, whatever it is. And then we speak the word release. The word release takes any attachments off of the energetic grids and casts them off. When we clear attachments, your energy grid itself is going to allow you to feel clean energetically, dear ones. 4, when you feel clean energetically, you may notice you have the most amount of energy. However, if you are holding onto a lot of attachments, you may not feel clean energetically right away. And that's okay too, for it is just a baby step process. Thank you.
Thank you.
Star people for channeling for us.
Thank you, Star People.
Yes.
The last one for the source frequency lens is the halo activation. Did you cover that already? In which you
No.
Okay. The source frequency lens is directly connected to the halo energetics. This is a type of light reflection that naturally occurs when the source light bounces off of the mind chakras. This halo activates when the chakra system inside of the head are properly aligned and pulsing correctly. The mind chakras function like a toroidal field and contain 2 X-shaped primary chakras. These 2 X-shaped energetics flow the same as the source frequency vortex in void energetic systems. This allows the expression of positive and negative polarity experiences to manifest into the physical reality. The thought and emotion grids flow through this chakra system as well as generate an energetic pulse when properly activated. Activation includes the Merkaba counter rotation grid spin, and the electromagnetic subsystems shall form a light encoded pulsation when the system rebalances properly.
Yes. So once again, the source frequency lens is above the head, about this much, a little bit more. We have a halo. The halo can be seen in the energetic grids. Some people who have the ability to see the energy field, you guys can close your eyes and you can start to see these things when they are properly aligned. There's different chakras that radiate through the head. There's one at the temple. There's one directly that goes to the pineal. There's one here. It goes to the back of the spine. This is like the unicorn one. And then there's one opposite. So if you've ever seen the newborns or the men that have the little spiral of hair in the back here, that's because there's a vortex energy. That is a chakra. And it comes straight down into your chin. So we have, it's like an X. That's how it looks. If you have one here, it goes this way. And then it goes straight back, making up a cross. When this system is properly balanced, and you can sit here and you could put your hands like this, and you might feel a slight tingle in the center palms. You could imagine pulling the chakra outwards. You might have to do this for a little bit of time. That's okay too. Feel it, feel it, feel it. Once you feel like it comes out, feel it, because it pulses. And when you feel it start to pulse, when you feel it go the same way, like not like ding dong, but like at the same exact time, then you'll know it's properly aligned. It may take a couple of times to do this. But when we activate the entire system, it allows your energetics to flow upwards and it generates a type of halo above your head. That's important because once again, your entire energy field, there's changes and modifications that we can do to the energy field, which literally changes the physical reality just by shifting one tiny thing. For example, we have what is known, dear ones, as a star field. Your star field is your meridians and ley line crossings. During each crossing, there is a vortex energetic. This vortex then projects outwards of the body. We notice the star field may contain different density levels. It may be white, it may be dark, and it may be grayscale in its nature. The star field pulls a type of plasma in through the outer energetic grids, allowing it to solidify into a physical material. When each of your star field vortices are properly aligned to unconditional love, it then allows you to manifest through that star field. If there is density located within the star field vortex, it then allows that door to open to an attachment, which is a lower vibrational energetic being. However, dear ones, attachments may also be angels of a light nature. So if your star field is primarily made of white light, it then allows the higher messenger rage to be encoded into your energetics. This allows your manifestation process to become of whatever polarity you are holding in your field. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, star people.
And I'm glad you said something about the chakra is right back here, because it seems like I always feel the energy that's coming off of the sun back there. Is that normal?
Well, everyone is different. We all have different alignments. So it's the same exact way that your body develops differently compared to someone else's. And it was 333 right on the clock, right as I said that. But the second that we realize, oh, okay, we all have different alignments. What is an alignment? It's a shift in the energetics. Because if I have a little lens and the lens is over here and it's adjusted like, and it could be any way, like if we just imagine that this is a lens, you can push the lens at any angle of light, whether it be positive or negative. And then, for example, the chakra systems, when we push white light out the front, it is love. But we can also pull the energy inwards and fire it out the back of the chakra. And that generally leads us to be sad or depressed. Or if it's in the throat, it's a lack of communication. If you guys have ever seen someone who is full of love and light, their chest may radiate outwards and upwards. But if you've ever seen depressed people, they slouch forwards. That's because there's an energy in the heart chakra or all chakras, which either radiates positivity out of the front or negativity out of the rear. This is of high value to recognize because if anyone has asthma, for an example, or anything in the heart, what we would want to do is do the Reiki energy and push a white light through the rear of the chakra. So stand behind the person and send that white light through the entire chakra until it breaks loose any density and distortions. Now, once again, all healing is self-healing. So that individual would have to be in alignment to receive the new energetic coding. And the alignment usually it's always done by the higher self. So if there is a life lesson to learn, within 3 days of clearing the attachments and pushing a white light, the higher self can come and put it back so that the person has to go through the life experience. There's a 3-day rule, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spectra has a question. How can we self access what colors our star fields are emitting, black, white, or gray?
Sure. So there's actually different techniques for working with the star field. So the very basic, just imagine that there's 365 vortexes, the star people saying. There is more than 365, but just imagine, because we only have to get 144 of them clean in order to radiate into 5D. So we're looking for 144. Just work with 365 though. You could sit down with a pen to paper and you could write down Starfield Vortex number 1. You close your eyes and you sit and you wait. And now you ask your higher self, show me a memory that's in the vortex number 1. Just wait for the memory to come to your mind. Is it a positive memory or is it a negative memory? What are all of the emotions in that memory? If it's positive, these are all the angels that you're allowing into your manifestation. Because once again, plasma has to come through the star field in order to solidify into the physical reality. Every single piece of physical item that we have is generated by plasma. We're going to do a quick ohm, because there's a little something happening in the throat chakra subsystems. I can feel it. So if each person watching throughout time and space, dear ones, can take a deep breath in. Okay. How's everyone's throats feel? Better?
Yeah, I felt that too.
Yeah. It was like some didn't want us to talk. Release. Right? Sometimes that happens. It's okay.
There's another one on the soul. No, that's the so. Oh yeah, that is the source frequency. Okay, it's information and
Yeah.
the source frequency. All information given in the now moment is either correct or incorrect. It is an
Yes.
expression of the information needed to advance the most amount of souls into the next level. Science on your planet is known to ever be ever changing. This is also how levels of consciousness vibrate. When you allow information into your grid structure, it comes in order to change your perspective to a different point of view. That information will also allow for belief patterns to be modified. All the information expressed may be considered a lesson learned, although the main reason you manifest into the physical is not only to learn lessons, it is to hold the brightest frequency of love or source frequency and bring about a change to the physical matter surrounding you. Matter manipulation and manifestation is how humanity will start to unlock higher frequency levels.
Yes. So, and what this is telling us is that any and all information, and I know how this sounds, all information is not correct and it is not incorrect. It is simply just an experience. And you can look back even at my personal childhood. We had information back and it was correct at the time and it served a purpose because it got the job done. It got us from point A to point B. We understood things. We knew how the world worked because we were given that information. But then we went on a spiritual journey and then we realized, well, wait a minute, none of that stuff is correct. But was it correct? It was correct in a moment of time. So that means it was valuable for that moment of time expression. But right now, it is no longer in alignment with who it is that we are becoming. So this is how information truly works. It can be correct in the now moment, and then tomorrow it could be incorrect. And we take a look at history. In Einstein's day and age, a lot of his information was deemed correct, but then it was incorrect. The most important thing about any and all information, how does it make you feel? Because the way it makes you feel is going to determine your alignment. Are you in alignment to receive that information? If you are, that means that that information is here in your reality to teach you something or to advance you or to show you something or a part of yourself, because all information is simply a part of yourself. It is all manifest in the now moment according to things that each and every one of us are aligned to receive or aligned to perceive, because we can perceive misinformation. But is it misinformation? It's in alignment with another person, and that person may use it to manifest something in their reality. So, this is how we start to come into the simulation. We start to hold neutral, right? So, whatever it is that you are seeing, if it is not in alignment with you, it's okay to just be neutral and thank the information, because it may be in alignment for somebody and somebody may use it to grow and develop. Or, we never know how information triggers bright ideas in people. You may have misinformation that triggers a scientist, and then all of a sudden a cure for something comes out, but it was originally triggered as a bright idea from misinformation. So, like, we don't know the way the strings behind the curtains work. I shouldn't say that. The Star People saying we are learning how the strings are pulled behind the curtain so that we can see how the manifestation process happens. There are actually some people on the planet who have the string worker ability. The string worker ability is the ability to pull the strings behind the curtains and to energetically intertwine amongst beings. beings and whatever it is that they wish to co-create, allowing for an energetic cord or tubule to then form behind the curtain, allowing that being to then manifest whatever it is that they are selecting in their physical reality. Now, a string worker ability is aware of logistics development. And what this means, dear ones, is they are aware of how that manifestation shall then reverberate on throughout time and space. This is an advanced ability that one of you watching is attuned to receive. This is important because the mantis beings are working with you. You may notice who you are because we are sending a vibration through your biological form now.
Thank you.
Thank you, star people.
I'm glad you said all that because sometimes I don't agree with some things that people say, but I have to remember that somebody else might need that information.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. And it takes the pressure off. Like, we don't have to prove that that information is wrong or right. We don't have to do that anymore. We just have to say, is it in alignment with you? Please enjoy it. Thank you. That is all.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Um, there was another one. I guess it'll be the soul's expression. Is that okay?
Do it. Let's
It's
go.
page 80.
Okay.
The higher self is fully in control of which experiences shall manifest into your physical reality. The higher self can perceive the entire timeline you are magnetically in alignment with. This the process works along with the biological frequency range embodied by the consciousness body mind spirit unit. On occasions, you may interact with separate individual units, and if that individual is tapping into one distortion coding, your higher self will generate a misalignment to protect you from falling into a lower density level.
Yes. And that's really important. We comprehend from a human perspective. Birds of a feather flock together. We know this. It's all magnetic alignment. But what happens now if one of your friends or coworkers, anyone, let's say we think that they're in alignment with us, whatever that looks like, but then they have an alignment to experience something that's really dark, whether it be whatever it is, star people are saying, that person, then your higher self may shift you away from that person. And it is done to protect you so that while that secondary individual is going through their density removal service, your higher self then projected you onto a higher potential timeline expression. This is done because the higher self is in full control of your entire timeline expression. Yes, each and every one of you is free will. So that free will is how you express your emotions while walking your path. However, if you hold unconditional love, your higher self will start a 3-day shifting process. This means if you hold unconditional love for 3 days, the higher self will then see the new resonant field you are holding and will automatically make changes and modifications to your current timeline expression. It is of high value for each of you to go into your heart chakra subsystems, open, expand your hearts, and feel unconditional love regardless of the experiences you are walking through. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Sir.
you.
Yeah.
I love to go inside my heart every day.
Yeah.
Actually, before you left for your vacation, I was going to ask you to talk about the source frequency, and I did a source frequency prayer.
Ah.
I have it, but
You want to read it?
I'll read it if it.
I love when you read the prayers.
It's already on my channel.
So what?
So it's a prayer to Prime Creator as
Okay.
soon as you wake up. And I've been saying it every day since I've had it. Thank you, Prime Creator, for waking me up this morning. My mind, body, and spirit is encompassing all of your unconditional love for me. Thank you for shining your light through and around me now. I ask you to send your great power to my room, to my neighborhood, to my entire planet, and indeed, all of the billions of other worlds. I breathe and center myself within this love. I have found the keys to heaven. I acknowledge that you, Creator God, dwell within me. I am an individualized aspect of your consciousness. I am visualizing you, Creator God, maintaining and sustaining every cell of my physical body perfectly. I ask to expand your abundant energy, lighting up every soul that I know and also extending it out to the hundreds of billions of souls throughout the galactic expanse. It is it is activating all beings to unite in oneness. Creator God, I recognize your deep, deep love for me. I thank you for your infinite love that is orchestrating every detail in perfect harmony. So be it, and so it is.
So it is. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And we accept that energy because it is beautiful. You know, it's what the star people actually have taught me to do is we have energetic cords or tubules. And so every single time that we hold love for another person, it makes a little energy cord. We know this too with the empath and the narcissist cycle. Those energetic cords, a lot of times they free flow density through them, which is darkness. And so when we wake up first thing in the AM, all of the energetic cords are already connected to the people, places, and things that you each are going to encounter in the physical reality. The channeler's energetic cords. She starts to notice the attachments from any person she is coming into contact with first thing in the AM by taking all energetic cords and rerouting them through the source frequency net. You are then able to cast unconditional love in any and all energetic tubules. This then allows your manifestation of your entire day to be more aligned to positivity, to be more aligned to unconditional love, and to place you on the highest potential timeline expression. Thank you.
Thank you, Star People.
Thank you, star people. Yeah.
Did you want to talk about the moon energetics?
The moon energetics. Oh, there's so much on that. So the moon triggers our densities and distortions. It works in the waters of the body, and this is where the soul imprints are located. The soul imprints, as well as the regular biological imprints, dear ones. For any time you speak to the body, there is a sacred geometric snowflake which becomes ingrained in the cells of your form. This is of high value because when each of you starts to hold unconditional excitement, you then are able to very easily imprint your cellular structures. What the full moon does is it triggers any densities, any distortions located within the waters of the body. It then must allow for any densities to cycle repeat into your physical world. This is the reason why there may be a perception of more accidents occurring during a full moon. However, dear ones, that full moon is also a frequency which each of you may utilize in order to cleanse and purify your inner imprint system. This is facilitated by generating full moon water, which is a simple act of placing water outside during a full moon. It is okay if it is cloudy during this process. You must use non-glass material, for light ions do not pass through glass, and that's okay too. Generating a full moon water shall allow for a new frequency to remove any densities, any distortions within the biological form when it is drank. You only need 1 ounce of fluid in order to change the internal circumstances of your complete biological form. However, dear ones, we wish to make note that a single drop of any fluid will also start to have a vibrational effect on your biological form. Thank you.
Thank you,
Star people.
Star People. Sometimes I don't like the moon.
Well, what's the attunement of the moon? So the moon has attunements. And what that means is what are the positions of the planet during that full moon? Because those positions of those planets are affecting the frequency coming from the full moon, which then is triggering your energetic grids differently, allowing you to release a different form of density because of the alignment. So, for example, let's say your energetic grid structure, it looks like one of the geometric images behind me, right? So that's what your energy grid looks like. Let's say you have Mars affecting the full moon. Any density that may be warlike that is in your energetics is going to get triggered during that full moon. So it amplifies according to the planetary subsystems. So the second that we know this, if you don't like a full moon, you have to check the alignments of the planets. What triggered inside of you? Then you can use the alignments of the planets as an external circumstance, and then you can start to do different types of ceremonies. So, for example, let's say that Mars was at its peak in the month. If you had a misalignment with Mars, or Mars triggered something that made you feel really uncomfortable, you could drop into meditation when Mars is at, like, say, its peak, for an example, and allow that energy to then shift anything that needs to be released. It's genius the way the system works. Yeah.
Yep. Clear or plastic or non-transparent material like metal.
Like metal, wood, you can even do wood. Glass does not allow light ions to pass through. And glass is like one of the go-to favorites because it's not plastic, right? But you could use a copper vessel, any type of metal. Yeah, wood. Yes. Oh, the star people are even saying if you did use plastic, no, if you did use glass, you could do saran wrap over the top. Let's say it's a milk jug. Let's say it's one of those milk jugs. You could put the saran wrap over the top, and it will allow the frequency to pass through that. But it just can't be solid glass the entire way through. Yeah.
There's one more that I just found actually.
Divine alignment.
I'm sorry, I just heard some water going off in my kitchen and nobody's in there. Also I'm seeing sparkles for some reason.
Ah,
Did you
that's the
see any
ether.
sparkles on the video? Because I've been seeing little light sparkles. Anyway, that's just me. Casting energetics.
Okay.
Page 86. That's a
How
good
did
one.
you read that far ahead?
I just moved it up
So
there.
funny. Okay, go ahead. Do you want to read some, or do you want me just to talk about it?
No, you can talk about it if you want. That way I won't mess up or anything.
Oh, don't worry if you mess up. It's okay, right? We need to laugh, and that's part of it, right? So each and every one of us, we're not perfect. Every one of us is unique in our being. You want to know what's the best thing to do is just to laugh and have fun and just be as you are, because this is exactly who you're meant to be. Even if you scramble up all the words, I mean, I've had experiences where it's like, cut the video, right? It's like, but this is part of being alive, and it's better to be real and to be who you are and to just be humble for the now moment and to just stay in it, right? So thank you, Mary, for reading the post, and thank you for being with us tonight. It truly is a blessing to have you here. So now we'll talk about casting energetics. When we talk about casting energetics, it is taking any emotion and it is sending it into any physical item or person. Now, this is of high value because we know we could recognize that when we speak over a plant, the plant may start to grow 10 times its size because we are speaking very loving, caring, kind thoughts. When we that's energetic casting. It's opening your heart and sending love and light to an item. This can also be used for darkness. However, I always personally encourage to use for light because it feels good to send love to things. Now, the more we recognize that we are able to harness a very high emotion. Once again, the emotion can be unconditional love and excitement, or it could be of the darker scale. That's important to realize because if someone gets really angry and yells and screams at you, they're actually casting that energy towards you. And especially when they are harnessing a very high emotional resonance, it then starts a process of imprinting in the cellular levels of your body as well as any physical item. So we're able to take any crystal, and when we become very happy and excited, we then can energetically imprint the crystal, the body, the item, the location, whatever it is, by sending that energy into the item. So, for example, let's say you wanted to bring peace to a location, you would drop in and do something that made you the most amount of excited. And then as you are holding that level of excitement, imagine and visualize sending an emotion code into the entire location. You could see the location like a ring. You could see the location like the borders of the town. You could see the location as a state. It doesn't matter how far and how wide. And then you're going to imprint that location with whatever emotion code that you were sending. What we're actually doing here is, because each and every one of us are multidimensional in our nature, we are casting that emotion. It is resonating through our aura field, which then imprints the star field and it changes us. So the outer world doesn't actually change. We change. And then what happens is the reflections that we see back change. So when we send out manifestations for world peace, each and every one of us, we may start to see the reflections of world peace come in our physical waking reality. And that is because we shifted frequencies. And the more we can get excited, we can imprint. We imprint not only outwards into physical items, which also reflect back at us. So, for example, let's say I programmed unconditional love into this crystal. I got really excited. I said, "You are unconditional love." And then I take the crystal, I put it in my pocket, and then I see reflections of unconditional love in my world. That's how this works. And it works the same exact way as the plant grows 10 times its size. It does not matter the emotion code. The emotion code can even be a specific experience you wish to manifest into your life. So, for example, I did this with candle magic. And this was every single time I lit the candle, and it was a tropical candle, I thanked it. I held unconditional love in my heart, and I thanked it for giving me a tropical vacation. It eventually manifested, and we did go and we spent 30 days on a beach in Florida. And this was within the past year. So, once again, that is directing your consciousness, feeling a very high emotional charge. Excitement is a beautiful one, unconditional love, and then speaking to imprint whatever item it is that you are imprinting. Now, once again, you're changing your energy and the outer world to reorganize itself to give you what you want. That's how this works. When we are holding a lot of densities, or we see things in our life, or maybe our body hurts or pains or whatever it is, focus on the body first. So take the crystals. Thank you, Crystal, for granting me perfect health. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I always speak in threes because threes encodes the binary codex frequency. Because it is a triangle, there's three different frequency waves. There's a binary codex frequency, your location frequency, and your experiential frequency. Your experiential frequency is how old are you? How old is your body? What experiences did you have? That is directly tied into your memory grade complex. Your location frequency determines a binary number, which resonates the exact location that you are currently existing in. If you move ever so slightly over, that number will shift. That number is ever shifting depending on your location in the simulation. And your binary codex frequency generates your hair color, eye color, and physical body. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, star people. Yes.
Yeah, earlier you were talking about casting. I love to cast out unconditional love every single day. And when I'm out in the sun, I imagine that a cord is connected from my third eye into the sun to make my stuff more powerful going out so I can go further. And
Yes.
sometimes I call in the angels and the star people to help me shoot my light out further.
Yes, absolutely. I've done different manifestations where, and this is like every single person, like I would love it if everyone did this, where it's like, thank you for healing all people who come within a 200-mile radius of me. And you just say it over and over again, like keep doing it. Do it for like a month straight. Make it like a mantra, right? Thank you for healing all people who come into contact with me. Well, what will actually happen is you'll have an experience where you're walking, you're tiptoeing through a room of people who are preparing to meditate. So all of them are closed, they got their eyes closed, they have the things on, and you're scooting along to the bathroom. And then that meditation will be over and they'll come out and they'll be like, who walked through the room? Because we felt their energy field. That's what happens when we do manifestations like that. And each and every one of us can do it. You just have to focus on it, because in order to heal all people, places, and things outside of you, you would have to pull in more light. And that light would radiate outwards, allowing all people to heal. So that is like the number one thing. And of course, it's going to heal you as well, because you're a person. So that's like one of the best manifestations. Like if you guys all wanted to do that, I would be very happy. Yeah,
Yeah, I learned
it's
all that from
beautiful.
you, actually.
Yeah. Doesn't it feel good?
Yep,
Right?
I've been doing it since you told us 2 years ago about it.
Yeah. We keep doing it. It's
I
wonderful.
am.
And then
I
you'll
am.
feel good, and then other people will come to you and they will feel your energy, and then you'll raise your frequency that way. And that's just one manifestation. That's not even, I mean, you guys, we can go, and I have trees in the forest when I go walking, and there's two trees. I put my hands on them. And you could do fine attunements with Mother Earth herself. So she can send energy in through the palms, right down, especially if you take your shoes off, you put your bare feet on the floor, you could feel her connecting the entire circuit and reorganizing your energetics. Spend that time out in nature and keep thanking Mother Earth for healing you and allowing you to heal other people while you're there. What happened here? I think it's TikTok. No, Instagram. Instagram was like, it's 8 o'clock. Good night. They just said, they're like, oh, you get 1 hour. Thank you, Instagram. So fun. They just like, it's okay. Okay, well, it is time for everyone who's left. Um, we do the shadow work Zoom. So the shadow work Zoom is absolutely complimentary. It always will be. If you guys want to come, go to daniellelipton.com and send an email in. I will send you the Zoom link out. This way you guys can come. What we do is we focus on cleansing and purifying the energetics. You guys can ask questions. Anything goes. So, and it's always in alignment with the group. Perfect. Everyone, you have a wonderful night, and I am sending you many, many love and blessings. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, thank you, Mary. I love you, Mary. I
And
totally forgot.
if anybody wants to subscribe to my YouTube, that's my YouTube channel on my name. Well, on my picture.
Can you read it out loud? Some people might be listening.
It's Mary JG 3916. And
Beautiful.
actually, I just did some affirmations with source frequency today on my channel.
Ah, gorgeous. I love the mantras and the meditations that you do. Awesome. Will you
And
guys?
actually, the affirmations will the source frequency affirmations. I said to look in the mirror as you're saying them.
Oh, this mirror magic, right?
Yep.
So we have something called the mirror dimension where we can see the dark aspects of ourselves. Mirrors, there's two different types of mirrors. There's a positive polarity mirror, and there's the regular mirrors that are in everybody's house, right? The regular mirrors that are in everyone's house, it allows you to see the darkness. So, like, and it's weird, but if you make like an angry face, you can see the anger in your face. But if you made a happy face, you can't really see the light shining in the eyes until you go and you get a positive polarity mirror. So, and then once again, that's showing us the mirror dimensions. That's the whole thing. It's also I have a download on it. If anyone's interested, send a message in, and I'll try and find it. So send it out to you guys. But for now, everyone, you have wonderful nights, and I'm sending you many love and blessings. Thank you, dear star people, for this beautiful channeling tonight. And
Thank you
thank you
so
so
much.
much for this information and for helping us on our ascension paths.